Kintsugi, the Japanese art of putting broken pottery pieces back together with gold. They believe that when something has suffered damage and has a history, it becomes more beautiful. People are like that too. Imagine. That actually hurt. I was at the gym the other day finishing a workout. As I walked into the bathroom stall, the guy inside forgot to lock the doors. So I witnessed an elderly man dropping the Cosbys off at the pool, if you get my drift. I saw his facial expressions go from shock to fear, then embarrassment, all in the span of a second as I quickly closed the doors. Now every time I see him at the gym, I'll always see him as the dude who I walked in on pinching a loaf. But who am I? What does my opinion on him even matter? I'm sure he doesn't wake up in the dead of night in cold sweats thinking about how I walked in on him dropping the Browns off at the Super Bowl. But then again, why do I care about what other people think of me? I would love to say I don't care about what anybody else thinks, but usually those are the people who care the most. Why should I care about what that cute personal trainer thinks of me as I'm failing my bench press? Or what the audience thinks of me when I start bombing on stage? You ever hate it when Asians? No, I'm not gonna say that joke. Or what Jaden Hercules thinks of me when I say one too many fat jokes? It's because of shame. Nobody wants to look foolish doing something they're not supposed to do. But then again, how else are you supposed to learn without failure and adaptation? They say the less you talk about shame, the more you have. So this video is about shame. In September of 2022, I had this whole declaration of moving across the country, pursuing my dreams, finally learning how to become an adult, focusing all my efforts and energy into this channel so that I could do what I love for a living. In February of this year, I came back. I quit my job because I was feeling very isolated from my friends and family. I wasn't even getting paid on time, so I couldn't even afford to live. And on top of it all, my coworkers thought this business idea of becoming a content creator was a terrible idea. So I moved back home with no job lined up. I failed. I wanted change. I wanted to become someone that I was proud to be. I wanted to feel complete again. I figured the closest way to feel whole again was to make a lot of money because it'd make this terrible feeling go away. So I put my nose to the grind, working back in the film industry, trying to figure out how to do YouTube properly. And this is when I met someone on set. I told him my whole business idea of becoming a content creator, making wealth through YouTube, and he stopped me in my tracks and asked me, why do I want to make money? Dumb question. Why does anybody do anything? Why does anybody try to make money? I told him so I could be financially free and live the life I see fit. He said, you're trying to fill your life with money because you lack something within you. Money is a tool to help you where you need to go, but it will never complete you. At first, my defense walls came up. This guy doesn't even know me. But what I was scared to admit was the fact that he was right. He asked me, when do you think this feeling of incompleteness started? It's a pretty deep convo to start with someone you just met. But I told him it started when I got my very first crush in grade 4. Because what my horny 9-year-old brain thought was, when I get this girl, then I will feel complete. He said it wasn't that. Again, my defense walls came up. This guy literally doesn't even know me. He told me it came from something in my childhood, way before that. He then recommended this book called The Completion Process by Taylor Swain. It's about putting yourself back together again. I was feeling very skeptical at first. I've been feeling this feeling of emptiness for years now, and this $14 book from Audible was gonna solve all my problems. But I've already done all the alpha male type stuff to try and feel better, lift and make money. What these red pill YouTubers seem to gloss over is the health of our emotional lives. I decided to put down my skepticism and jump into it head on. The completion process is an 18-step process that involves fixing the problems you had as a child to affect who you are today. Because the emotions we experience are just echoes of what happened to us as children. The completion process boiled down to the most basic form is think of the last time you had an intense emotion, think of the very first time you've ever felt that experience, and then talk to the childhood version of yourself as an adult. The most recent feeling I've been feeling is shame. I felt shame because when I quit my job, I saw myself as a failure. I didn't keep my promise of staying there for 2 years. I'm still making no money as a content creator, and I went back to earning minimum wage at 23. While my other friends were in school, graduating from university, or they were in their professional careers, I was back at square one. I had failed. But we were here to feel whole again, so I continued the process. When was the first time I've ever felt shame? This took me back to an 8-year-old version of me. It was right here. Like that was my childhood home, and this is where it happened. Essentially, during elementary school, we wouldn't have cell phones or computers. We would just go out, come back when the streetlights came on, and we'd bike around town all day. What happened was my bike chain broke this particular day, so I didn't have a bike, but my friends did. We still decided to bike and hang out that day. They thought it would be funny if they biked really fast and basically left me. The whole time I was just struggling to catch up. They left me in the dust. This was the first time I ever felt shame. This feeling of not being lovable or not getting any attention, feeling abandoned. This right here, this is where it all started. I went back to this moment and experienced it firsthand as a child. It's the exact same feeling I've been feeling for the past couple of months. Now it was time for the third step in the process, talking to my childhood version of myself as an adult. Pretend my 8-year-old version is right here with me. What's up, little buddy? Dear Joseph, I know you may seem confused and think people don't like you, but they do. These people you considered friends are not really your friends, because no real friend would make you feel embarrassed or make you feel abandoned like this. You're going to meet new friends. You're going to meet truly amazing people that you'll be friends with for the rest of your life. These were just a bad batch of people. You're going to experience so many other friendships that are going to come and go in this life. But the one thing I'm going to leave you with is that these relationships don't define you. The reason you feel the shame is because you care more about what people think of you rather than what you think of yourself. Yourself, you have value outside of what anybody else thinks of you. Even the future version of us will have numerous friendships and relationships that will come and go. But you should never feel abandoned or shame when these people don't like you or when they leave your life. Because you have you. I'll always be here no matter what, Joseph. You get this tattoo when you're 19 on your left forearm that says you matter. It's when your first girlfriend dumps you, It's a daily reminder that you are loved by yourself. You, me, all the different versions of Joe, we all have each other. And that's all we need. I love you, Joseph. Don't forget about that. This feeling of shame really comes from a lack of love. I thought I was born broken. I thought that there will always be this hole in my heart that can never be filled. I honestly thought that I wasn't worthy of love because I didn't know how to love myself. I spent a long time being miserable thinking that was the only way, but it's not. Our emotional lives are important. Same way we take care of our physical health, there are ways to take care of your mental health as well. The completion process changed my life because now I no longer feel shame. Maybe that elderly man was onto something. Maybe he purposely left that bathroom stall unlocked because he transcended to the point where he no longer feels shame. Maybe it's my turn. Maybe the next time I'm in a bathroom stall, I'm gonna leave the door unlocked so I could bare my soul to anyone who's willing to walk in. It's time to be open about my shame because my shame makes me shameless. Stay on average, fools.